coming again, like Pep and Unai and people like that. These are like, they're geniuses.
Which manager
brilliant.
did you look at their work and think, oh wow, okay?
Well, the City away game was the hardest game that we had all season. There's no doubt about it. We couldn't get out. They were incredible that day. We were a little bit under strength, and you look at the squad. You turn around. I've got 2 goalkeepers, 5 teenagers on the bench, and it was like we were at that time. We had a lot of people missing, but they were unbelievable. They were brilliant. Everything that they were fast, clinical. So disciplined, but they worked incredibly hard. Their intensity was just another level. It was brilliant. That was tough, and Pep's team was great, and the plan that they have against us, I mean, the FA Cup game was incredible. He played all of his dribblers, the people that could handle the ball against that man-for-man press, and he'd have John Stones like stepping forward and was playing like a number 10, and taking our number 9 back all the way with him as well. And it was a nuts game, and it should have been about 8-4. It ended up 6-2 to them, but we created big chances. It was a brilliant performance, but we got some things wrong, but they were incredible. But I think what Unai Emery did at Villa, I think, and Andoni as well at Bournemouth, I think those two were outstanding. Their sort of coaching, what they did as coaches and how they improved their teams. I thought there were a couple of really impressive performances from them and their teams last year. Brilliant.
I've read a story about Jurgen Klopp going to some UEFA coaches meeting when he was at Dortmund, and he told somebody afterwards, he said, I only went once because I wanted to go and meet these guys, understand that they were no different than me, and then I had the confidence to go and be myself. Yeah. Did you have a moment where you thought, I'm all right here, I'm in the right company?
It was funny. It was great because there was some nice moments last year, and people that look like him, really, the people, Jurgen, Mikel, Pep, finished the top 3, didn't they, last year? I had the most time with them after a game, and they were brilliant, really respectful. And I left the room, especially after leaving Jurgen's office after the game, feeling about 10 foot tall. I've got a little bit of a feeling of how his players must feel playing for him.
Give us a reason why.
He was amazing. He put his arm around me when we walked in. They beat us 4-1. We won up half time. We were playing really well, but ultimately they were too good. Anfield was amazing that night. It was brilliant. And he came in after the game, put his arm around me, and we were looking at the picture of him with the Champions League trophy, and he was like, how old are you? 41. He said, when I was your age, I was as far away from that trophy as you are now. But then he started talking about how this can be your time now and what you're doing. I love what you're doing and how you're working with the team and stuff. And I was like, wow, this is Jurgen Klopp now. This is like one of the guys who is an inspiration for me, saying this. So I left feeling really confident that we were on the right track, and we're trying to do things the right way. And look, what is the right way? I mean, everyone's different. It's just fine. I don't want that to people to think there's more than one way. So I don't mean that, but just
your way.
Yeah, our way, and being brave and trying to be us. And I just love that someone like him could still appreciate, and he can, because he did 7 years at Mainz. And took a smaller team up to the Bundesliga and kept them there as well. And then ultimately got relegated and then tried to go again. And so I think he would have had a real understanding for where we were with it as well. So I did really appreciate that from him.
And Pep?
But brilliant. I had a glass of wine with him, and he was just, again, incredibly generous with his time. Appreciates what we did. Said we got balls. Pressing the goalkeeper at Anfield. He said, I don't even do that. So yeah, it was nice to hear some things from him as well. And I think those guys sort of were pretty, look, ultimately they beat us, and all right, we got a point off Liverpool in the home game, which was, it was an amazing night for us. But they beat us. They've got amazing teams. They're brilliant people and brilliant managers and coaches. But we did perform well in those games against the best, and we competed as well as we could. So it was really, really nice to be able to sit down with them, have a little bit of time, because I know it's probably different for me, but they're incredibly busy and there's a lot of demands on them as well. So for them to give that time it'll mean a lot to me. It means a lot to me.
Someone once asked me a question which stopped me in my tracks a bit. They said, when you got the job hosting Formula One, which was a big leap for me from kids' telly, they said, who was kind? I thought, wow, what a lovely answer. Who was kind to me in those moments? And you're managing in the Premier League is on a whole different level. But the same question to you, really. When you got promoted, I'm really interested. Who was kind behind closed doors? No big fanfare, because I think that's a real mark of a person. Did you know that less than half of Brits eat breakfast every day of the week? I mean, that's amazing. But why? Well, it's because we're all time poor, especially in the mornings. So we compromise. My fix is Huel's nutritionally complete high protein shake, a complete meal in a bottle that slots perfectly into my life. Head to the link in the description for a free t-shirt on your first order with Huel. How can you resist that?
Those three guys in particular were incredible. That was during the season. I think when, on the promotion, it was amazing that the sort of love and support and kindness that we received from almost everyone in my phone book and more, which was, it took me weeks to be able to reply to everybody.
And I do want to talk about Unai as well, because I think that his story I find particularly compelling because of the way he was pilloried and criticised and almost hounded out of the Premier League the first time around. All the memes and the jokes around him. And then he comes back in and now he shows what we failed to see the first time, even though he'd done it for many, many years, taking a team constantly to the Europa League final and batting above their weight.
You can argue that he's been the best coach, this league, this year in the league. City won the league, incredible again, and that you can never. Pep's just on a whole nother level, isn't he, with what he's done? But the job that Unai has done there, they've got brilliant players, of course they have. But then the shift and how quickly he's been able to change them to get them to that level. It's it's hard to put that into words, really. How the respect that I've got for him, and I know he puts an unbelievable amount of time and energy into every single day, every single session, every single moment of the job, and it's been repaid with getting the team to Champions League, to the Champions League, and whatever he's going to go on and do. He strikes me, and I don't know him very, very well at all. I've spoke to him a little bit out of a few messages back and forth.
What did he say?
It was a huge congratulations on what you've done, and I find it really hard to take anything like that from people, because I think at the time we're probably in the bottom three, and I'm like, thank you, and you're doing what you're doing. I said, like, well done to you too. You know what I mean? And he's like, no. He was like, really, seriously, what you? And I thought, wow, thank you, it's nice, and I know he's sort of appreciated what we've done as well on a different scale. And it was a really good game as well. The second time around, it beat us 3-2 late on, but we played really, really well. It was a great game. So that was nice. Again, a bit of confirmation, or from someone like him was good. Like we're on the right track. We're trying to do what's right for us. But I think he's a special manager. He's won so much. 4 European titles, and so it's all there.